Hey, first grade, how's it going? Welcome, my friends, to another day of drama class. All right, so on Monday, we got to know, you guys got to know a little bit about me. You get to know a little bit about what we do in drama class, and you got to know a little bit about the drama rules, right? So, I don't know if you guys saw the assignment. I put an assignment on Schoology that I will explain at the end of class. Now, I know Schoology is a little weird, so if we have trouble submitting this assignment, we'll see how it goes this week. But if there's any trouble with it, I might switch to Seesaw for next week, and we'll just use that instead. But I will explain the assignment at the end of class, and depending on who you have, either Ms. Alanis or Ms. Wiedauer, we can go ahead and you guys can go ahead and get instructions from them on how to complete the assignment. And the assignment is simple. I just want to get to know a little bit about you, right? Because you guys got to know about me, so I just want to give back. All right. So we're going to go ahead, my friends, and we're going to quickly review what we do in drama class. We're going to review the rules, and then we're going to talk about good behavior in class that we always want to do, and bad behavior in class that we never, ever, ever want to do, right? And we are going to read a book about good and bad behavior and talk about some of the different ways we can be good and the ways we can avoid being bad. All right? Perfect. So, once again, let's go ahead and review. Now, when we are in drama class, we want to do all of the four things I have written here. So, number one, the first thing we always want to do in drama class, my friends, is to play pretend, right? We are here to pretend to be other people, right? Other characters. If it's from books we read or, motions and actions that we make, we are pretending to be someone or something else, right? Rule number two, we are acting in drama class. We are actors. Just like the big adults or even kids that are in movies, right? We are acting the same way they always do. We use our bodies to become different people or different things. Number three, we tell a story, right? And we have some books we will read. We will have we will play different characters in those books. So basically, every time we read a book, we are going to go back and review the book and tell the story by using ourselves. All right. And number four, right? The most important thing, you can't do 1, 2, or 3 without using your imagination. And imagination is when you just take your brain and you have all these different ideas and you think real hard about how to make them real. Right? So we use our imaginations to help us play pretend, act, and tell a story. All right. Now, my friends, let's go ahead and quickly review our drama rules because, like I said, even though you're all at home, the most important thing you can do is remember to still focus as if you were in a live classroom, which some of you, Wave 2 is in 3 weeks. Some of you might be coming back and you might have me live. So it's good to get this in your head now before you come back. All right, so there are usually 6 rules, right? But since we are still virtual, I will review rules 1 through 4. And then for those of you who are coming back for Wave 2, I will add rules 5 and 6 when you come back. All right, here we go. So rule number 1, go ahead and take your hands once again, put them over your heart. We have a kind heart in drama class. Remember, we always want to take care of each other, be kind to each other, show each other as much respect as we can. Rule number 2, go ahead and give yourself a big hug. We want to have safe bodies in drama class. Not only do you want to take care of each other, you want to take care of yourself, right? That is important too. Respect yourself, be kind to you, right? Because the way you treat yourself is just as important. All right, rule number 3, when you guys see these videos, make sure, my friends, that we have eyes watching at all times so you don't miss anything I say in my videos, right? which leads right into rule number 4, which go like this. We need ears to be listening. If we listen as well as watch, then we will see everything I'm saying in all of my lessons. Sound good? Sounds good to me. All right, my friends. So, with the rules, if we follow the rules all the time and we go ahead and do these 4 different aspects of drama every single day, we should always be able to have good behavior and we should be able to avoid bad behavior. Now, I'm going to erase these, my friends, and we'll go ahead and remind ourselves of what we want to do in future days. But let me go ahead and talk about good behavior and bad behavior. All right, so let me get a green, I think. Do I have a red? Let me check. Nope, I don't. We'll do our best. Okay, so when we talk about good behavior and bad behavior, for those of you who were in K-5 with me last year, you may remember that when we talk about good and bad ways to behave, we call those 2 different things. When we have good behavior, we call it bucket filling, right? So when I say bucket filling, I don't mean a bucket that you take with you, maybe if you go fishing or you put things inside. We always want to think of our brains as having an imaginary bucket inside of them. And when we fill someone's buckets with good feelings and good emotions, we make a person feel happy. And that's when we have good behavior, right? But if we have bad behavior, let me go ahead and I'll use black for bad. If we have bad behavior, my friends, if we behave badly and we make a friend not feel good, which we should never do, we call that, I'll write this too, that is called bucket dipping. And when we dip into someone's, remember, like I said, we have a pretend bucket, an imaginary bucket in our head. Instead of filling it with good things, we take out the good things, right? We dip into someone's bucket and we take away their good feelings. And when we aren't nice to someone, we dip into their bucket and we make them feel sad or even mad. And we never, ever, ever want to do that to our friends or to anyone, right? So, bucket filling is when we are super good to someone, and bucket dipping is when we are not so nice to someone, right? So, let's go ahead and refresh our memories about bucket filling and bucket dipping. I know we did this last year in K-5, my friends, but this book is very important to remember for those of you who had me last year. And for those of you who are new this year, this is always a great way to get an introduction as to how to treat each other the right way. So this is called, Have You Filled a Bucket Today? And it says it is a guide to daily happiness for kids. So this is a good way for all of you to figure out how to make yourself happy and to make other people happy. So let's go ahead and read, my friends, and we will see how we can make ourselves happy. All right, so it says, all day long, whoopsie, sorry guys, all day long, let me go like that. Actually, sorry friends, you know what? Just to make this easier, I'm going to sit and read this to you because it is so much better. So pardon me. Okay, there we go. Problem solved. All right. So here we go. It says, all day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket, right? So if you're at home, you could pretend you're holding a bucket, you're carrying it around even though you don't really have one. And here are all the people all over the world with their buckets, right? It says you can't see it, but it's there. So this is, like I said, we all have buckets. Mr. Roth, I have a bucket, right? I have a bucket. Ms. Novak has a bucket. Ms. Alanis has a bucket. Ms. Wiedauer has a bucket. So these are our buckets. And we always want to fill them up, right, with good things. You have a bucket. Each member of your family has a bucket. Your grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have buckets. Everyone carries an invisible bucket. There we go. Your bucket has one purpose only. Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself. You feel happy and good when your bucket is full. And you feel sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. So take a look, right? Look at that full bucket full of all the different colors. That girl feels good. And this poor boy over here, look at his empty bucket. His bucket is sad and he is sad, right? So that's an important thing to remember. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works. Other people can fill your buckets, and you can fill theirs. You can fill your own bucket too. So, how do you fill a bucket? I wonder, friends. So that'll be what we do next time, I think. We might have some time at the end, but as we go throughout this book, we will take a look at the different ways we can fill a bucket. And we will also write some more examples on the board, and even though we can't see each other, I will give you examples of how to act all these different ways. All right? Excellent. Okay, give me 1 second. Excellent. Okay. So, how do you fill a bucket, right? Because we see these two, this boy and this girl right here, and their buckets have rainbows, right? And look, they even have their own. Let's take a look at this girl. Take a look at the face on her bucket. Take a look at the face on his bucket, right? And they have so many good feelings that their bucket, look, it looks like it made a rainbow. So I think we can do that if we concentrate hard enough. Let's see, guys. Okay. You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile. That's being a bucket filler. So here we go. This boy held his umbrella for this girl, and that filled her bucket because she didn't get wet, and he was being very kind to her. Right? Kind hearts. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says and does nice things to make others feel special. When you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their buckets. So let's take a look, right? This girl gave flowers to this woman right here. So this woman's bucket is full because she feels happy about getting the flowers and she feels thankful, right? And this girl, her bucket is full because she did something nice for someone, right? Perfect. But, here we go, guys. But you can also dip into a bucket, excuse me, and take out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone. So this poor girl, right? Her friends are making fun of her, right? And this poor girl, she's crying because they're making fun of her. And look at all the stuff coming out of her buckets. And see, they have those imaginary shovels. They took things out of her bucket. But we'll talk about this. Take a look at the girls who are making fun of her. Look at their buckets. Their buckets are empty too. We'll talk about that in just a second. Bullying is bucket dipping. Bullying, my friends, is probably the biggest bucket dipper of all. We never want to do that. When you hurt others, you dip into their bucket. You will dip into your own bucket too. See, like I said, this boy pushed this other boy. He took out of this boy's bucket, but his bucket is so empty because he was being mean. See? Never want to do that. Big thumbs down for bullying, right? Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. You feel good when you help others feel good, right? I know I do. So take a look at them. They help each other feel good, and look at all the colors. Look at how full their buckets are. All day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we say and what we do. So here's some buckets being filled, right? And here is a bucket being dipped into. Perfect, right? It says try to fill a bucket and see what happens. So let's see, what are some things we can do to fill a bucket? Oh, here's a good one. You love your mom and dad. Why not tell them you love them? You can even tell them why. Your caring words will fill their buckets with joy. So let's take a look, right? This boy is telling his mom that he loves her, and both of their buckets are full because they both feel good, right? All right. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You will feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you have filled a bucket. So this boy and his father are both smiling, and once again, look at the big circle of happy filled buckets, right? Perfect. If you practice, you'll become a great bucket filler. It's like these two right here. Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket. So hold up your buckets again, friends. Remember? There we go. And think of what you can say or do to fill it. Here are some ideas for you. You could smile and say hi to the bus driver. He has a bucket too. See, there's his bucket. You could invite the new kid at school to play with you. Now, my friends, I noticed it seems like we have a couple of new kids in your classes. So I wonder, friends, think about whether or not you have invited them to, well, we can't really play too much, right? But if you have new friends when you come back and you want to play with them and say hi, that is a great way to fill a bucket. So think about that. You could write a thank you note to your teacher. Mr. Roth is a big fan of thank you notes, right? So trust me, all your teachers, they love thank you notes. If you ever feel like writing one, it would fill our buckets super full, just like this one, friends. You could tell your grandpa that you like spending time with him. There are many ways to fill a bucket. Bucket filling is fun, and it's easy to do. It doesn't matter how young or old you are. It doesn't cost money. It doesn't take much time. And remember, when you fill someone else's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. When you're a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, and your neighborhood places for all. Look at all the bucket filling from every house. Bucket filling makes everyone feel good. So why not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? Just start each day by saying to yourself, I'm going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? Yes, I did. That's the life of a bucket filler. And that's you. Right? So don't forget, friends, bucket filling is the best thing we can do, right? To make sure that we all feel super, super good about ourselves. Because the more we get along and the more we feel great and the more we make others feel great, we will also feel good about ourselves. All right. So we don't have too much time left, friends, because I want to leave enough time for us to do an activity with bucket filling and bucket dipping. So we will go ahead and do that on Thursday. Now remember, don't forget, Wednesday is parent-teacher conferences, so you will not see me on Wednesday. I will film a video that you guys will have for Thursday. And while I'm at it, like I said, I'm going to quickly explain to you, my friends, just a small project, a small thing I put on my Schoology page. Now, I will let Ms. Alanis and Ms. Widower know about this. But basically, there is on my Schoology page, which you all should be able to get to, I posted a little assignment where I would like you, my friends, to tell me about yourselves. And I typed out 5 questions, I believe it's 5 questions, for you all to answer, because I would just like to get to know you all a little bit better. In particular, my Wave 3 students, because I won't be seeing you guys for still quite some time. So take the time to fill this out. Try to do it by Friday, right? It's not for a grade. I just want to see how many people do it. So give it a shot. And like I said, if it's too confusing, I know sometimes Schoology can be a little weird. Don't worry, I'll go ahead and fix that. I'm going to talk to all of your teachers about maybe using Seesaw in the future. But for this assignment, it will be on Mr. Roth's Schoology page. And Ms. Alanis and Ms. Wiedauer can help you guys both with getting on there. I will talk to them about that. But just tell me about you. And it's the questions I asked you guys, right? How old are you? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite book, your favorite movie, your favorite subject at school? So simple questions just like that, right? So have fun with that. And when we come back on Thursday, we will talk a little more about bucket filling and bucket dipping. And then we will read a book about filling buckets and dipping in buckets, another similar book. And that will go ahead, my friends, and lead us right into our brand new unit about emotions and feelings. All right. That's all I have for you today, first grade. I am super excited to get this quarter started with you guys. Have fun, enjoy, and I will see you all very soon. All right. Bye, friends.